And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Tap Room Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks. Lats. Joined with my guys, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson, Swervin' Irvin Washington. We're live in the midst of this USA versus Mexico game where the U.S. is just getting their shit pushed in by Mexico. This is absolutely embarrassing. Every team, every player on the U.S. should be get their citizenship revoked.
Wow, that's a little much there.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's a little much there.
7-1, dude. 7-1 to Mexico.
Still, it's a little much there.
Joey Meneses has 5 of their runs he's accounted for. It's nasty work what's going on, but that's here nor there. We will be talking some WBC. We have 2 pools basically wrapping up tonight and overnight, and then we'll only have 2 pools left as we head into the second round. So a lot of action going on there. But yeah, man, how we doing tonight? March Madness is upon us. Was a wild weekend of conference tournaments.
Yeah, doing well. This is where I start to follow all of your college basketball bets because I know absolutely nothing about college basketball here. So, but I got a good beer, so that makes me happy.
Very nice. How you doing, Irv?
Doing good. Just watching US lose. I think hopefully we come back though.
Nah, I don't think there's a chance, dude.
Yeah.
The way they're swinging the bat, man, every player's going up there trying to hit a home run like they're going to get 6 runs off one swing. Doesn't make any sense. Just get guys on base, man.
But then hit that home run.
What's that?
And then hit that home run.
Exactly. But I mean, you can't count out the roster. I mean, the roster is 4 MVPs, 33 All-Stars. I mean, can't count them out, but it's not looking very good. And then they can't pitch, which doesn't make it any better. What beer are you sipping on, Ben?
So I'm going 2 from Pizza Port Brewing. Again, they're from Carlsbad, so down south, Southern California. The first one is going to be a Spring Thrills. It really should be called Spring Fling. I can't even talk right now. But this is a 7%er. Got Simcoe HBC 586s and Sabro hops. So
Very
stoked
nice.
about this one. Always fun and good beer when you get Pizza Port.
Nice.
So
Hell yeah.
What about you? What are you drinking?
I'm sipping on an Ale Smith Brewing Company. This is the Party Tricks IPA. It's a West Coast style IPA. 6.8 alcohol by volume. Obviously Ale Smith's from San Diego.
Yep.
Looks pretty good.
Nice.
I haven't even tasted it yet. It smells good though, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. And why do we talk about beer? Is because we are being sponsored by Tavour. Make sure to go to Tavour.com, download the Tavour app, use promo code TAPROOM, and you'll get $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more.
Yep, that's craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your seat.
There we go.
Nice. So with that being said, obviously, I mentioned it. WBC is upon us. We've had some early action. We already have Japan. They are moving on.
Yep.
Cuba and Italy are both moving on from Pool A. So Pool A is wrapped up. And then Pool B is still to be determined. Australia is in the front runner seat. Korea and China play tonight or overnight. So if Korea is able to win that game and Australia loses, then Korea would advance. So they got a lot to play for there.
Well, but you also have Czech Republic. So
they're 1-2.
Yeah, but if they win this Australia game right now,
what's the score?
They'd be put at 2-2. It's tied 1-1, bottom of the fourth.
And so if there's ties if they're all 3-2-2, then the team with the best run differential moves on.
Okay.
Which is why it's important. Which is why I say that this U.S. game, losing 7-1 could be massive.
Yeah.
Because Canada looked really good today against, I don't know, it's Great Britain. Great Britain's 0-2.
Canada looked great, yeah.
But if U.S., Canada, and Mexico are all 2-2, then the team with the best run differential moves on. Or if one of those two teams is 2-2, Canada already has a +10 run differential. They mercy ruled Great Britain, which is huge for them. You know what I mean? So that's why run differential is very important. So even if the U.S. loses this game, it's very important that they scrap together some runs to at least make their run differential better.
Yeah.
How have you guys been liking the tournament though?
This has been great. I think you get a lot of great players, a lot of horrible uniforms. Really looking at you, Great Britain. But man, a lot of good play from a lot of players that we kind of expected it. I mean, look at Shohei. I think he's got eight RBIs through the tournament so far. He's
he balled out,
racking them up. Yep.
Joey Meneses out here. He's challenging Shohei. But it's like I don't know who I was talking to someone the other day, and I was like, man, U.S. is gonna get everybody's best shot. You know what I mean? Because they're the best team in the tournament. Them in Dominican Republic and Japan. So every team's gonna give them their best shot, and they got to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
And
when you look at, sorry.
No, go ahead.
You look at it. Team Canada too. Like they've been looking really surprising. Not only with that huge win, but you got Tyler O'Neill and Jacob Rosen batting 1,000 so far during the tournament. I mean, granted, each of them only have 4 at bats, but that's impressive when you have two players on the top of that list with 4 hits right now.
Yeah, we got Mike Trout, who doesn't even have a hit yet.
Yeah. Wander Franker looking good. Tim Anderson's looking good. Randy Rosarena's looking good.
Yeah, Rosarena, he's been nice for Mexico. Joey Meneses has been nice too. Obviously, a lot of these players are in spring training mode. It was hella funny because during this U.S. game, earlier in the broadcast, they're saying like, oh, how all these players are all pumped up and how like they're treating this like a playoff baseball. So they're going from spring training to playoff baseball. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then once U.S. gives up the lead, John Smoltz is over here like, yeah, well, they're still working themselves out and they're still going through their routine. And bro, you were just telling me they're playing playoff baseball. What are we doing here?
Yeah, but I mean, we really do know that they are just they've had a week with their team before they had to head out to wherever they're playing their games.
Yeah, but I mean that goes for every player that's.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So I mean, we are not getting the best of baseball. This would be a completely different tournament if it was happening in June, July, All-Star week break. I mean, is that something that we do? Like when we have the Olympics where you take a week off instead of, having it in preseason and let this tournament run?
Well, this tournament takes 3 weeks, so
yeah, okay.
Can't do it in the middle of the year. I think it's like perfect timing when it is, and it's not like there's rules that starting pitchers can't go more than 65 or 65 pitches. You know what I mean? Like there's rules set so like they don't get overworked for them, because you got to remember Major League Baseball is the one that puts on this event. Yeah, it's not a internationally sanctioned event. It's all put on by Major League Baseball. So, I don't know, but I don't have any updated odds for futures because we have games going on, but
yeah, I wasn't seeing anything really up until 5 days ago, 3 to 5 days ago with updated odds.
Yeah,
have
I know
on
Japan's
future, so.
the favorite right now. Last I
Mhm.
seen, they were like plus 160. Ooh, Mike Trout just got a single. No outs. Runner on first. Bottom of the sixth. Um, but one that shocked me, Venezuela before the tournament started, they were like 25-1 to win it, dude.
Mhm.
And they're probably gonna win their pool.
Yeah, they look good.
Mm.
Their odds are definitely gonna drop. I don't know if they'll win it, but I mean they got a pretty nice lineup, dude.
Yeah. Well, and something I was really surprised about too was Pool A, where you have Cuba, Italy, Netherlands, Panama, and Chinese Taipei, all teams that are 2-2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I
But
mean,
it's over
we did
already.
see Cuba and Italy advance, but we definitely didn't see Italy as being one of these top teams.
Nope.
Cuba was up there, but then we were like, okay, probably Panama, maybe the Netherlands with their lineup.
Well,
Chinese Taipei. Yeah.
Taiwan was a huge favorite against
Yeah.
Panama their first game. It was like, what was it, Irv? Because we were talking before it went on. It was like they were like minus 400 to win that game, dude, and they got smoked by Panama.
He
Yeah.
called this shit a strike. This umpire is fucking trash.
Yeah, he's been all over the place, but he's been inconsistent with both teams. So
He's been better than that high school college pitcher who got suspended.
oh yeah, the
That was a
umpire.
joke.
They
Yeah.
don't.
Yep. Goldschmidt pop out.
Yep.
Ugly. Yeah, I was surprised because out of Pool A, I thought for sure it was gonna be Netherlands and Cuba to advance. Netherlands kind of tailed off there at the end. Pool B, obviously we knew Japan was gonna run away with that shit. I've actually been pretty impressed with Australia though. Those dudes swing the sticks, dog. Like they get hit the fucking ball. Been a little disappointed with Korea. They've been very inconsistent at the plate, which has been weird because I mean, Japan and Korea both have professional leagues.
Yeah.
Like, aside from America, they got the two best professional leagues in the world. So you would assume that Korea would be a lot better than they've been. They could still pull it out, but I don't know if they'll be able to advance. We'll see.
Mhm.
Pool C is going to get interesting, especially if the U.S. doesn't win this game, because then that puts Canada 1-0, Colombia 1-0, U.S. 1-1, and Mexico 1-1.
Yep.
Which makes basically Mexico and the U.S. would, if they win out, they would advance. But it puts a lot of pressure, because you have to win every single game.
And who do we have left? Who's on our schedule?
The U.S.
we
plays
play
Canada.
everyone?
Yeah, you play everyone. U.S. plays Canada tomorrow, and then they play Colombia on Wednesday.
Okay.
That would wrap up group play. They already beat Great Britain. So it'd be imperative that Mexico still has to play Canada too. Mexico has to play Great Britain though as well, and Great Britain's definitely the worst team in this pool.
So Mexico and Colombia have already played.
Yeah, Colombia won that game.
Okay.
Then obviously Colombia has to play U.S. Colombia has to play Canada. So if the U.S. loses this game, the hope is you win out.
Yep.
And then kind of control your own destiny, and hope that Mexico and Canada, one of those teams is going to beat each other. So one of those teams would have.
Yep.
If you beat Canada and Canada beats Mexico, Mexico has 2 losses. You have no losses. Or if you beat Canada and Mexico beats Canada, then Canada has 2 losses. You have 1 loss.
Yeah.
So the hope is just win out and take care of business. And like I said, you got to put up runs and you got to have a good run differential, because if for some reason, it comes down to it, and let's say Canada goes 3-1 and U.S. and Mexico both go 2-2. If Mexico has a better run differential, they're gonna advance in pool play, and the U.S. isn't even gonna get out of pool play.
Yeah, man, that would be an embarrassment.
Be absolute embarrassment. It wouldn't be the first time we haven't got out of pool play in the WBC though.
Yep.
So this it just losing one of your first 2 games, it just puts a lot of pressure on your team, dude. And obviously this team already has a ton of pressure because the expectations are enormous. Expectations of themselves, expectations of us as viewers, You know, Irv and I were talking to somebody yesterday saying like they were like, oh, you know, like the U.S. game was like dead and stuff. It's like, bro, we ain't getting excited over beating Great Britain, dog. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
we expect to beat Great Britain. We expect to beat Mexico. Like, this is a mad disappointment.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care.
Absolutely.
Losing games to Japan and Dominican Republic and Venezuela and you know, Puerto Rico, like, those are great teams. You know what I mean? Mexico's all right, but I mean, come on, man. We got 4 MVPs on our roster, 4 former MVPs, 33 All-Star appearances. Like, this is 33 players with All-Star appearances, not just 33 All-Star appearances. 33 players with All-Star appearances. Like, what are we doing? What is this? Yeah. And our coaching staff is littered with fucking Hall of Famers. Dude, our hitting coach is Ken Griffey Jr. Our pitching coach is Andy Pettit. Our bullpen coach is one of the best pitching coaches to ever grace the field in Rigetti. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Looks like we having an off night.
Well, but Irv, I like, you watch all these at bats and all these guys are going up there and they're fucking swinging for the. Look at Pete Alonso pop up, dude. He's swinging for the fucking fences, dude. Everybody wants.
Well,
to
that's
be
what
the
Griffey
hero.
would do. So.
Hey, Griffey has a beautiful flat swing though. That dude hit lasers. They just happen to go out of the park a lot.
There we go.
But we're not even hitting lasers. And like, I'll be honest, like Mexico, they had that one inning where they scored a couple runs and they had 3 hits that shouldn't have been hits. Like, they should have been outs. They were just, the ball bounced against us. You know what I mean? And that's baseball, bro.
Yep.
That's why you gotta put the ball in play.
Austin Barnes playing for Mexico.
Yep. Hey, he has more hits than all our catchers combined right now. It's embarrassing, dude. We should have had Adley Rutschman catch, bro.
He probably turned it down.
Nah, they probably didn't even ask him, dude. They probably definitely asked JT Realmuto first. And then they probably asked Will Smith second. And if Will Smith turned it down, they probably would ask Sean Murphy. Because Adley's dude, he's a second-year player, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to ask him first. But, bro,
you're getting struck out by this fucking roly-poly.
That's
like,
what I'm saying, dog. Like, what are we doing, bro?
What's going on, man?
What are we doing? And, dude, how are we, like, the best? We have the most talent in the world in America, right, for baseball. And you're telling me the best starting pitcher we could get was fucking Adam Wainwright? A fucking 43-year-old starting pitcher? Telling me none of...
they did a terrible job recruiting the pitchers for sure.
Fucking Garrett Cole, Mr. MAGA himself.
How many of them are turning him down, though?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Garrett Cole, Mr. MAGA himself, Captain America, he turned down playing for the WBC.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. None of these, especially the older guys, nobody wants to go out there and get hurt. Nobody wants there to go and throw their arms out when they're not fully worked.
But you're throwing as many pitches as you are in spring training.
No, you're not.
But
these guys are maybe going 3 innings max.
They can only throw 65 pitches.
Yeah, but again, if you're not ready for it, if you're not prepared,
the guys in spring training today are throwing 65 plus pitches.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's aligned with like the whole WBCs. It's aligned with how they like structure pitchers going into spring training, because the first round they can only throw 65 pitches. The next round they can throw like 75, and each round it like goes up. Because end of the tournament, you know, the regular season's right around the corner, and then that's when their arms should be fully stretched out.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're telling me this is the best we could do for starting pitchers. All these dudes turned it down. We couldn't even go get like, I don't know, like somebody better.
I mean, look what we've done in the past, though. I mean,
Alek Manoah,
2017, where did we finish?
First.
Okay, 2013, where did we finish?
Third.
Was it third?
Third or fourth. I know the first WBC we were 5th. That was terrible. We had a hella good team that year too. We had like A-Rod, Griffey, like hella dudes.
Was that in 6.
Yeah, 2013 we were 5th. 2009 we were 5th.
To be honest, we haven't fared well in the WBC, but that was when the last WBC was like when Stars. It was like the redeem team basically when Stars were like, well, you know, I'm not gonna let us. We're not gonna be one of the worst teams in WBC. Like we're gonna go out here, and we're gonna win this fucking thing, dude. Right?
Yeah.
We had like Adam Jones, Arenado was on that team, and Arenado didn't even play well. You know, we had
Stanton was hitting fucking bombs that good for that team.
We had Giancarlo Stanton. Like that was like the best roster compiled we had. We also, I think Garrett Cole also pitched for that team as well. Like we had a lot better starting pitching that year
for 2017.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Verlander pitched too, I think. And Scherzer, I think, also pitched in 2017.
Let's see, Stanton, Stroman, Goldschmidt.
Oh yeah, Stroman was the MVP of the WBC.
Yeah. Buster, Critch Archer.
Yeah, McGee. Archer was nice then too.
Yeah, Chris Archer, Tyler Clipper, Danny Duffy, Dyson, Givens, Nate Jones, Jake McGee. I mean, no, not great pitchers. Marcus Stroman, David Robertson.
But Stroman was nice and
Tanner
Rourke.
And
David Robertson was like one of the best closers in baseball at that time.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
so was McGee. Bad. McGee was a hella good reliever too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing with our team this year. Our team this year, we have hella good relievers, but like, dude, you got to get to those relievers with leads, or else it doesn't matter. You know, like we have Ryan Presley, who's probably the best reliever in baseball. But if you can't get to him with a lead, then what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know. So it'll be interesting, but yeah, man, this point, top of the 7-0 outs, Mexico has a runner on first. Like, I mean, you're talking.
We just need to get a couple more runs. Just for that. Like, I don't think we're winning, but again, just for that run differential, we got to get a couple more.
Yeah, but ultimately too, like, I mean, this just puts a lot of pressure on these guys going forward.
Yep.
All right, let's move into to the NFL. I'm sure we'll come back to the WBC for our best bets. I'm sure we got some, although I don't see a lot of lines up for tomorrow, Irv.
No, I think they put them up like right before the first game starts.
Yeah.
Because the first game starts at 3 a.m. Yep. They'll put them all up at once. Like they put up 3, then they put up like 2 more.
Yeah. Because like last night, the Japan line, like that game started at 3 a.m, and like they didn't even put up the line till like midnight. Like the full line, they had like the run line. That was it until like midnight.
That's shitty.
So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. All right, let's move on to some NFL news. We had a lot of NFL news drop this week. First of all, obviously the Panthers trade with the Chicago Bears for the number 1 overall draft pick. They trade 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and DJ Moore for the first overall pick. What is your guys' thoughts? I'll start with you, Irv. What's your thoughts on the trade? Who won the trade? And then we'll talk about who we think the Panthers are going to draft.
Well, we won't know who won the trade till at least 3-4 years from now.
True.
The Bears got a lot of draft capital, which they came out and said that's what they wanted if they wasn't going to use the number 1 pick. But I don't think they ever planned on using the number 1 pick at all. The Panthers made the move because they know and feel they just hired a new coach. Well, they kept Wilkes. Didn't they keep Wilkes?
No, Frank Reich.
Oh, they hired Frank Reich. Okay, he's a good QB coach. So yeah, he's gonna draft a pupil and mold him. Hopefully, it's a franchise QB. Because if you give that type of draft capital, you got to hit on your QB. So it's 3 QBs they're probably interested in. One is the overwhelming favorite right now, but they worked out Richardson. They're gonna work out CJ again. I don't know if they worked out Bryce yet, but right now it seems like a 2-man race between Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud for the number 1 pick. And the Bears have a lot of holes. They got a lot more draft capital. So hopefully they just draft correctly and they could actually, if they draft right, and actually, get some more talent, and DJ Moore be that number one wideout that you're gonna pay him to be because he gonna get paid.
Well,
They
now
could probably,
now it's a real evaluation of Justin Fields, right? Because
yeah.
now there's no more excuses. Well, he doesn't have any talent around him, right?
Well, I wouldn't say that's an excuse. That's a valid argument.
No, it is, but I'm saying like now it's a true
Like,
evaluation. It's the same shit with Derek Carr, right? For so many years, everyone was like, "Oh, well, Derek Carr doesn't have real wideouts."
Derek Carr had plenty of workable, serviceable weapons. I don't think the only thing he never had a true number one, but he ain't never been just devoid of talent.
Yeah, but I mean
He
that's.
had Amari Cooper for a good while too, and still didn't do shit. So,
But if we're keeping it a buck, like Justin Fields had a good year last year. He had a good year last year because he broke the record for rushing. Right, he
yeah,
wasn't
was
good
running for
throwing
his
the
life.
ball. He wasn't good throwing the ball, and and it's a fair excuse. Like he didn't have talent around him, so now it's like, okay, well now you can actually evaluate him, right? And you have extra draft capital next year to the point where if Justin Fields isn't your guy, you can go get that guy next year.
Yep.
I think it was the same thing Philly did this year with Jalen Hurts. They make that trade with New Orleans. They go get AJ Brown, and it's like, all right, Jalen, you got Devontae Smith, you got AJ Brown. This is a prove it year. If you suck, we got extra draft capital. We can go get a quarterback. Jalen Hurts killed it. He's our quarterback of the future. I think the same thing applies here with Justin Fields. Now the Bears have a lot of wiggle room where that they can surround him with talent. They can upgrade the offensive line. They got a lot of draft capital to do that. And then now it's like, okay, Justin, go out and show us what you're made of. If you don't do it, we're moving on. Because you got to remember, Ryan Poles did not draft Justin Fields. So he will be quick to pull the trigger. He will be quick to pull it out from under the rug.
That's fine. If he does, you better hit on the QB immediately.
Yeah, but you're only as good as your quarterback, right? But if Justin Fields isn't that guy, they have to do it. They can't just sit there and keep fucking putting a square through a circle.
But then either because I don't think they're gonna be terrible enough to be in the number one pick range next year.
correct.
But if they are terrible, a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that they don't have good quarterback play because they'll have more talent.
Then of course they're gonna try to get May or Caleb Williams next year if they're terrible.
But that's my whole point is like, I think this trade. I think they killed the trade for that simple fact that like you can surround Justin Fields with talent now. He's on a rookie deal. If he's great, cool. You just keep building, and you're probably in the playoffs next year. But if he's not good, well, now you got all this extra draft capital.
When you have that extra draft capital where you can move up in next year's draft as well.
Exactly.
Because if you have their first, you have Carolina's first now. So they can throw 2 firsts in this year's draft to move up to that top spot, and possibly a first or high second in next year's draft. So, the year after that. So in 2 years draft. So I think they did well in that. I think they also did well in getting Moore, who's had 888 yards, getting the ball from Baker Mayfield, from Sam Darnold, from PJ Walker, from Jacob Eason. Like, you have a decent quarterback now. They have that opportunity to get him easily 1,000, if not 1,200 yards. And he's going to be probably that number one in Chicago. So
yeah, I think this year is the first year he had under 1,000 yards.
Yeah, his first 2 seasons he was over 1,000. So.
Year.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the Bears won this. I still think that Carolina is. I mean, they haven't made good choices at QB over the last 2 years, getting Darnold and
they have a new regime now, though.
Yeah, but didn't that new regime start not last year but the year before?
Well, the biggest problem with Carolina was they had a new owner, right? They got a new owner, and he was basically like in win now mode, and so that's why
but you can't win now with Darnold and fucking.
But he didn't have Darnold when he first got there,
and that's not necessarily true because Darnold. You gotta remember, dude, he was like ruined by the Jets. You know what I mean? Like, that was a terrible situation. And to be honest, if Darnold played every game last year, the Panthers probably make the playoffs. He was good last year.
Yeah, because that last 8 weeks, I think they went like 5-2 or 6-2, some shit like that.
Yeah, they would have made the playoffs. They were literally a game away from winning the division. So, like, Frank Reich comes in now. Obviously, he wants his quarterback. So it makes perfect sense for Carolina to go and trade up and get their quarterback. And to be honest, CJ
They keep
Stroud
Sam Darnold or no?
yeah, he's still on the roster, but and to be honest, he'll probably start next year. You know what I mean? They'll probably slowly bring along whoever they draft.
Yeah.
And CJ Stroud is like the kind of guy that Frank Reich likes. Like that's his type of quarterback. You know what I mean? And the second the trade goes down, CJ Stroud opens minus 450 betting favorite to be the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
So somebody knows something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rumors are now, NFL notifications saying that Jalen Hurts' contract extension should be announced soon. Is expected to be around 51 to 53 million a year.
Yikes. A lot of money.
You just got that update right now, Irv?
Yeah.
Doesn't that decimate their options though? I mean,
Well, they just
he's gonna
re-signed
make-
Graham on a 1-year deal. They're going to trade Slade because Slade wants number 1 cornerback money, and they're not going to pay him that.
Well, plus they're gonna have to cut a lot of salary if they're gonna pay Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
Million.
So they're gonna trade Slade. They're probably gonna lose Bradbury, but they got a lot of draft capital too, though. I think they got 2 1s, 2 2s,
Yeah,
and
they
2
do.
3s.
They do.
They got like seven or 8 picks in the first 3 rounds, some shit like that.
Wow.
Yep.
So
That's crazy.
they won't be void of talent.
Nope. And as long as you hit on draft picks, and Howie Roseman, he's done pretty well over that, but
And I think they got a top 10 pick too. So I wonder what they're gonna do with that.
probably take the best player available. I think they have number 8, right? Or 10.
No, I don't. You sure they have a top 10? I thought they were just outside of it.
Yeah, it might be 10 or 11. I know that they keep getting mocked. Everyone keeps mocking Bijan Robinson to them, and Philly fans are getting hella annoyed with it.
That could be. Well, they are gonna need a running back because they're definitely letting Miles Sanders walk.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could find a nice running back in like the 6th round. To be honest, I know
They
Bijan
should go
is
get old
different.
boy from Kansas State though.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn. He's gonna go in like the 4th round, 4th or 5th round. That's why Philly fans getting hella upset about that shit, dude. Keep seeing it on
I would say
Twitter.
they should get another pass rusher, honestly.
Oh, they do have 10.
Yeah,
They
they're
have,
gonna-
and the way the
No,
draft
no.
might work out now, because you have Panthers 1, Houston 2. They're both going to take quarterbacks. Then you have Cardinals 3, which is going to entice a team. They might be able to trade down with a team like the Raiders or even
Colts
the
are gonna move
Colts.
up.
Yeah, right behind them to get their quarterback.
Yep.
We might see quarterback go 1, 2, 3, 4 in this draft. We very well could see it happen. So it's gonna be.
Wouldn't surprise me. I think Colts move up, and I think Raiders move up.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk. The Raiders are very interested in Will Levis right now. So if they think that the Colts are going to take Levis at 4, they might jump ahead and trade with the Cardinals at 3 to get Levis, and then the Colts might end up taking Anthony Richardson, or maybe the Colts just fucking pivot and go after a guy like Lamar Jackson, who's a former MVP, who's available.
Mayo in the coffee. Will Levis.
Yep. Apparently, I mean, but all the rumors are that's the guy the Raiders want.
Good luck.
Who's that? Levis or Richardson?
Levis.
No. See, I'm hearing a lot of this stuff on Richardson.
I think people are intrigued about what Richardson can be, but I don't know if a GM really wants to be the guy to take Richardson and it just completely blow up.
Yeah,
Their
well,
career
no.
is on the line by taking him, which could be a good or bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. You see the talent is there, bro. You see the physicals, but then you put on tape like that Florida State game, and you're just like, this guy can't play
Yikes.
quarterback, dude.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that. And of course, all the Raiders fans I'm seeing are like, yes, Richardson's going to be the best pick ever. Like he's going to be the number 1 QB, best QB in the NFL.
See, that's
hella
hella funny because all the Raider fans I know want nothing to do with Anthony Richardson.
Interesting.
They all wanted C.J. Stroud. I kept telling
Yeah,
them
absolutely.
there's no way C.J. Stroud is going to follow them. They were going to have to trade up to the first or second pick.
Yeah.
But I do.
I hope.
Go ahead, Irv.
I hope CJ don't go to no sorry ass Raiders.
No, because the Panthers are taking them number 1.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that I wouldn't have liked that, but man, the Raiders are gonna do what the Raiders do, man. They gonna just continue to be the Raiders. I don't see that franchise ever changing.
No.
They glory days is behind them. They ain't been shit my whole adult life, my young life, and they ain't gonna be shit no time soon.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's part of the reason why I think they're going to go after Richardson is because they see a shiny toy that did well at the combine,
but
and
Ziegler's
then
not. I don't think Ziegler is really a fan of mobile quarterbacks, though.
Yeah, he likes, and neither is Josh McDaniels really.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels, they like pocket passers, so I kind of understand why they would be very interested in Levis. I think if Hendon Hooker didn't get hurt, they'd probably be interested in him too.
I mean, they might be interested in him later in the draft too. You know what I mean?
That's true.
They could very well re-sign Stidham and
I think that's who they're gonna ride with if they don't get Jimmy G because all Raiders fans are super hyped, but it looks like Aaron Rodgers might be headed to the Big Apple.
Yeah, no, he's definitely going to. Oh, Will Smith dinger, 7-2.
let's get a couple more runs for us.
Solo dinger, dude. That's what we're gonna do this whole tournament. Dog.
Call us the New York Yankees.
How about they put the contact guys at the top of the lineup?
What contact guys, dude?
Jeff McNeil. They need to give Bobby. Bobby Witt some run.
Bobby Witt playing, bro, or Trey Turner?
Trey Turner played the first game. Anderson is pretty much a contact guy.
Yeah, they got him batting like 8th today.
Yeah, they should have him at the top. You got power 1 through 9, but the contact guy should be at the top because they more than likely gonna get on base.
Yep. But there's this obsession with the analytics that tell you that your top 3 guys are gonna bat in extra time. So they always put your best 3 hitters. Doesn't even matter. Just put them at the top. Like I like Mookie batting first or second. I like Mike Trout batting first or second, but Mike Trout, man, like we're getting way off topic again. But Mike Trout, that first at bat he had against Patrick Sandoval, bro kept just kept pounding him inside because he has that uppercut swing, so he can't connect with the inside pitch. It's like, what are you doing, dog? Just make contact or walk. Just get on base. All right. Raiders. Jimmy G probably.
Yeah, either Jimmy G or they probably are gonna draft Will Levis or whatever quarterback falls to him or trade up and get him.
Well, they're gonna have to trade up because I think Levis is gonna go.
If Levis falls to the Colts, they'll take Levis.
Yeah.
Now, do you see Bryce slipping?
See, that's a good question, because he was the betting favorite, and then now he's like moved down, and Anthony Richardson's moved up, and Will Levis is plus 3,000 to be the first quarterback taken. So, market's telling you that they think he's going to be the 4th quarterback taken.
Yep. I think you're still going to get Bryce going either to. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes number 1 still.
No, he's not going number 1.
But if not number 1, then he's going to Houston, number 2.
But I mean, Houston could be blowing smoke, dude. Like, what? Why? What tells you they're gonna take Bryce Young?
Because it's the.
Well, we know they're
the best QBs in this draft. They need a QB desperately.
Yes, and the problem with Bryce Young though is that he's tiny, dude.
Yeah. Like how everywhere has him listed as 6 foot too.
And I told y'all once he got measured at the combine, his draft stock was gonna go down, and sure enough, dude.
Yeah.
Panthers trade up to number 1, and C.J. Stroud is the betting favorite.
Yeah, I think he ends up in Houston though.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's the most ready quarterback to go in and start day 1.
I think CJ is.
Yeah.
I've been saying,
that's why I think they're both 1 and 2. I don't know who goes first and second. Maybe CJ goes first and then Bryce goes second. But I think they're both the ones who are ready to play now.
Yeah, but I would also argue that Bryce probably has the lowest ceiling of the 4 top quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The lowest ceiling. That's kind of harsh right there. How he has the lowest ceiling because of his stature?
I mean, I
It's
guess you
'cause
could
he's
look at
short.
it like that.
Yeah,
But
because if you going based off athleticism and arm talent, he could easily be the best quarterback out of everybody in this draft.
yeah, but he doesn't have athleticism or arm talent as Kyler Murray, and he's smaller than Kyler, which is a concern.
He has a damn good arm. He
Not
can make all the
anywhere
throws,
near
and
as
he's
Kyler's
super
arm.
accurate. But as far as athleticism, he's super elusive. Of course, if he loses a step or two, then he might not last that long. But he's gonna have a pretty long career in the NFL.
This is my problem with Bama quarterbacks, dude. And it goes this way for every top college quarterback. It went this way with Ken Dorsey in Miami, Matt Leinart in USC. Like, when you're a quarterback for these top teams, when you have 5-star guys littered at offensive line, you have 5-star wide receivers. I mean, this guy was throwing to wide receivers who were 3 feet open last year.
Nah, he wasn't doing that last year. Bama had the worst weapons they had, and since
And they were still better than a lot of these other.
yeah, you can say they were still better on paper, but they didn't have the type of weapons that Mac Jones, Tua, and what's his name was throwing to.
Sure, but he still had a great offensive line, which all these other guys didn't have.
Even the offensive line wasn't that great. But if you turn on the tape and you want to compare Bryce Young tape to Will Levis and Anthony Richardson, Bryce could be 5'5" when I'm drafting Bryce, because those two big ass dump trucks, I don't care if they didn't have the talent or had the talent. Them throwing the ball for the pocket at times looked horrible.
I think Will Levis is a lot better of a thrower than Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, not by much though.
I would definitely take Levis over Richardson, but I see the concerns with Bryce Young. Like, they're legitimate.
Yeah, if we was in 1995 and early 2000s, they are. But the way offenses is ran now, and even defense, having a short quarterback is not the
I don't
end.
think-
Having
I don't think
a
it's
short
end all
quarterback
be all,
doesn't.
but if you can get a bigger
hurt you.
quarterback, it makes it easier.
Yeah, but if Kyler can succeed in the NFL, Bryce Young can.
I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna be bad. I'm just saying his ceiling is lower than Anthony Richardson and Will Levis, because if those guys reach their potential, like, you're talking crazy potential, dude. And
Yeah.
I think you can say
Good
potential
luck
is
with
there for Bryce too.
Good luck with that potential.
not as much as, because Levis and Richardson more so. I mean, the guy's 6'5", 240 and runs a 4.40, and he has a fucking cannon, dude. But he's not accurate. That's the problem. But if you could fix those issues, I mean, you're talking the fucking.
It's a big thing to fix it.
Sure, we said the same thing about Jalen Hurts. We said the
Jesus
same.
Wait, his accuracy was what, 55%?
Randy, stop it.
Whose accuracy?
Anthony Richardson's.
Anthony Richardson, probably, dude. I mean, he wasn't accurate at all. I'm not gonna sit here and argue and say that he was accurate as a passer. He's not. But neither was Jalen Hurts. Neither was
Nah, Jalen Hurts actually was never that bad though.
Bro, I watched Jalen Hurts against the Washington football team. He had a Miles Sanders 6 feet in front of him for a touchdown, and he threw it 3 feet at it.
Oh, well, that's just a miss throw. But
Jalen Hurts, I mean, even in college, like, he had very easy reads and shit. That was the biggest concern. He wasn't accurate. He wasn't accurate his first year with Philly. And Josh Allen, I mean, that dude
but it was never as bad as Richardson.
Josh Allen could literally only throw when he was rolling to his right his first 2 years.
Yeah, but he hired a personal coach. I guess it's all about what you put into the game. If you know you have deficiencies in your game and you can work to make it better, then it's on you, because you're only gonna spend so many time with your coaches. You're only gonna spend so much time in the facility.
Well, I also don't think there's any guarantee that you can get better at being accurate. I'm just saying, if Anthony Richardson does become a 70% passer, 65% passer, I mean, you're talking
That's a huge ass though from where he was.
Yeah, so was Josh Allen when he came into the league. So was Jalen Hurts. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah, but
possible.
Josh Allen lost 80% of his offensive 80% of his offensive talent, production from his junior to his senior year. I don't think that was the case for Richardson.
All I'm saying is that it's not easy to become a better, a more accurate passer. We've seen two guys do it. If you
Mhm.
can do it, then Anthony Richardson would be better. I'm not saying he's going to do it. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
he's
he
not
has
going
a
to do
shot
it.
to do it. I get it. But like you said, they're gonna draft on potential, and he has the highest potential in this draft. But can he reach that potential? And also, Carolina trading DJ Moore doesn't help
Yeah,
them
true.
draft.
Nah, he's not going to
Yeah,
Very true.
Carolina.
I'm just saying, whoever Carolina draft, unless they draft another trade back up or figure out another way to get a wideout, trading DJ Moore, who could be a true number one wide receiver, doesn't help your young quarterback.
And
Agreed.
also too, one thing that you need to consider as well is like nowadays you're less likely to draft on potential because you want a rookie quarterback that's good now because you can utilize his rookie contract and put talent around him, right? Like the NBA, you draft on potential. NFL, it's drafting what can you do for me in your first 3 to 4 years.
So that solidifies CJ and Bryce going 1 and 2 because they're the most NFL ready.
I would agree with that. Like I have no complaints against Bryce going number 2. I'm just saying that a GM is going to fall in love with what they possibly can be.
Well, too
Yeah,
bad
a
Al
dumb
Davis ain't. Well,
organization.
too bad Al Davis still ain't living because we know Anthony Richardson to be going
I
to
was
the.
gonna say a bad organization will probably go for Richardson. And oh, look at that, the Las
But
Vegas Raiders.
at the same time, it's like, what if you draft Richardson and he becomes, an all-time great? Then it's like
That's gonna be a lot of work, and that's a huge risk,
it is. I mean, it's also a
especially if
risk.
you're.
It's also a risk taking Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. What happens if you draft them and they're not good?
Yeah, and what you're hoping is that you don't have a top 3 pick
Yeah,
in the
when you
next
swing and
10
miss
years
on
because you've got a
when you
good
swing and
QB.
miss on a quarterback, it can set you back at least 3 to 5 years. But
Yep.
hopefully, these teams do their due diligence. Whatever quarterback they do decide to draft can step up and be the quarterback that they need him to be. But outside of these quarterbacks, this draft is going to get real interesting because it's a lot of talent, and we know quarterbacks are going off or coming off the board early.
Yep.
Yep. Agreed. Well, we get more into that. Also, Jalen Ramsey traded to the Miami Dolphins.
Mm.
What do we think about this trade? Does it improve the Dolphins? Do you think? Does it make them?
I think it does.
Definitely improves the Dolphins
Yeah.
by a mile. They got
Well, I
arguably
mean,
two top 5 corners now.
Yep.
their Super Bowl odds did not move.
I mean,
That's fine. On paper, they probably won't. They'll be like in the bigger picture because they got a lot of question marks. We don't know if Tua's going to stay healthy. We don't know what's going on with the offensive line. There's talks now that
Jalen Ramsey
Laramie
was
Tunsil
burnt
might get
toast
traded to
last
the
year.
Chiefs. So we don't know what's going. Wait,
Who's
not
getting
Laramie.
traded to the
Laramie
Chiefs?
Tunsil plays for the Texans. They got some. I mean, they got to re-sign Bradley Chubb. They got some moves to make. It definitely gives them a more formidable defense.
I think even with Ramsey being an off year last year, an off year, but he was still number 3 in in stats over all cornerbacks. So
What are cornerback stats?
I don't know. I can pull up that article that I read earlier, but he was behind Micah Parsons and Sauce Gardner.
Micah Parsons is a defensive end.
Okay, it wasn't Micah Parsons. It was
But what was it? PFF grade? Was it deflections? Because I'm telling you right now, dude, that dude has not been the same since he got burnt by Jamar Chase in the Super Bowl.
That wasn't Jamar Chase that burnt him. That was T. Higgins. And T. Higgins, that was a fucking offensive pass interference, and they didn't call it.
Bro, he gave up like Jamar. When he was covering Jamar Chase in the Super Bowl, he gave up like 75 yards. I'm not talking on one throw. I'm just saying like he was burnt toast.
That's not a lot of yards to give up to a Jamar Chase, bro.
Nah, Jalen Ramsey's not the same, dude. There's a reason why.
The reason why he's not the same is because he's taking too many chances. He's not. He needs to. He's like old boy from the Cowboys. They're all or nothing. They got to find that middle ground where they're just consistent. You could jump passes every now and then, but if you're trying to jump passes every time, it's going to make you look bad when you playing better receivers that make plays.
Plus, for a third rounder and a backup tight end, I'll take that all day.
Yeah, well, I mean, his production was the equivalent. You probably find a guy in the third round this year making less money too.
No way.
But you're all right though. If Aaron Donald didn't make the play he made in the Super Bowl, the Bengals would have won the Super Bowl because Jamar Chase
Wide open.
Killed Ramsey off the line on that last play.
Yeah, he hasn't been the same, dude. There's a reason why big reason why the Rams defense wasn't as good last year too.
Had obviously a lot of injuries too.
Yeah, but I mean Aaron Donald and everybody was healthy for the first 13 weeks of the year, and they still weren't that good. Like he's just not like he used to be a guy that would lock down your number one wide receiver, and it was like you knew Jamar Chase was locking him down. That's no longer the case. You know what I mean? Like he's just not that dude anymore.
Well, yeah, Jamar only had 5 catches for 89 yards in the Super Bowl, so that's pretty damn good for Jalen Ramsey.
He's only getting older. I don't know. I feel like
I like the move, but the Dolphins, the more pressing issue with them is their QB situation because honestly, and we know it. We pray that it don't happen, but Tua is pretty much one concussion away from having to retire.
Yep. Yeah, Mexico just put up 2 more runs.
Ramsey's arrival resulted in 2.1% increase in division title chances, 6.4 in playoff chances, and 0.2 in championship projections. Not much.
Yeah, I mean, is it a good move? Sure. But is it a game changer? I don't think so. They also have no draft capital either, so the team you see is the team they are. That's who they're gonna be. And like Irv said, a lot of it has to do is does Tua come back? If Tua does come back, what does he look like with all these concussions? If Tua comes back, how long does he actually play? There's a lot of question marks surrounding the Dolphins, and on top of that, the Jets are gonna be better. The Bills are still there, and who the fuck knows what the Patriots are gonna do? But
hey, what's the Jets Super Bowl odds? Did you put some money on that before they get Rodgers?
It's 1,700, but I mean, before all the Rodgers news, it was 2,500.
I know we talked about it. It was 3,300.
Yeah, now it's. I mean, I don't think 1,700 is terrible.
What do you think it jumps to once they get Rodgers, though?
Probably
800.
Nah, probably 1,100, 1,200. Because I think 1,700 is middled between the two. Because honestly, the Jets, I mean, if you just put a competent quarterback on that team, they're probably gonna win that division.
Yeah.
Especially because the Bills, I don't know if they're gonna be better next year. They have a lot of holes, dude. That offensive line needs fucking retooling, dude. And that defensive line needs retooling too. And those are 2 of the most important positions. It just so happens that, they have Josh Allen at quarterback, which makes them relevant.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Kansas City's still your betting favorite, 6-1. Don't matter what they do, as long as 15 plays quarterback, dude. They're always gonna.
They can't lose. They lose Brown. They got to get somebody at left tackle.
I think they'll be able to fill in, dude. Orlando Brown honestly wasn't that good last year.
But he's still he's a Pro Bowl level tackle. You can't just lose him and replace him with Joe Blow. Because we seen that happen in the fucking Super Bowl. And what happened to Mahomes? He was fucking scrambling for his life.
Yeah, but that was in the middle of the season. Now you can actually draft guys.
Who's going to be that good at the end of the first round?
There's a lot of guys, dude. A lot of guys that go in the second, third round. Orlando Brown was a third round draft pick.
No, actually, I think he was into the first or second round pick, but
it
don't matter. Like I said, if they lose Orlando Brown, they got to replace him ASAP.
There's so many tackles this year, dude, and guards.
It's 3 really good tackles this year. After that, it's a big drop off.
Yeah, but every year we hear that, and then a third or second round tackle is the best tackle in the draft.
Who? Name the last, second, and third round tackle. That's the best
Bro,
tackle down the draft.
Orlando Brown, he was a 3rd-round pick.
And he's a top 5 left tackle. He's not the best left tackle. What round did Trent Williams go in?
Well, all right. I mean, let's be real, dog. All right, so David Bakhtiari is, I mean, he's been hurt, but he's one of the
He's one of the best.
Ryan Ramczyk from the Saints.
He was a 1st-round pick, and he's a right tackle.
I'm just saying tackles. Taron Armstead.
Yeah, he was like a 2nd-round pick, I think.
Ronnie Staley.
He was a 1st-rounder.
Tristan Wirfs was a 1st-rounder. Garrett Bowles.
He went in the 1st round, but it took him some years to develop.
Lane Johnson.
How those are 1st-round picks, dog?
I'm just going down the list of like top ones, dude. But they're not all 1st-round picks. But yeah, a lot of them are.
I think the only one that wasn't a 1st-round pick was David Bakhtiari. And probably Taron Armstead. That's it.
Lyle Collins wasn't a 1st-round pick.
He's not a top tackle. He's a free agent, honestly.
Yeah, these are a lot of 1st-round picks. They could still be had, though.
Somebody could fall, but they said if they lose, what's the name? The Texans are interested in trading Laramie Tunsil, so that'll be a good replacement for him.
Damn, that's crazy. Why drafting a rookie quarterback and then trade your best tackle?
Probably because they're going to draft another tackle.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Before we get out of here, Kyrie Irving made some interesting comments about gambling. And I think a lot of it got taken out of context.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people took it out of context. But basically he said, gambling and sports betting has completely taken the parody and fun away from the game at times. There's a difference between being a diehard fan and supporting your team and loving your team versus somebody that's betting on a parlay. What's your thoughts on Kyrie's statement?
This is Kyrie just being a smart, intelligent, over talker. Because what he said actually makes no sense. A dude hopping in your DMs as a grown man cussing you out because you lost him a parlay is just him being full of emotions. Now, gambling, if anything, it enhances sports because it makes sports more money. Now you have leagues partnering with sports books and gambling and what's the other one? They popping up in different states now too. Barstool, they're sponsoring athletes. A lot of this money gets made and it can help feed programs to help the youth, make athletes more money first and foremost. So now, unless gambling becomes a problem, you can't gamble as a player. So I don't see how gambling could negatively affect any league unless you just doing it on the low and get caught like a dumbass like Calvin Ridley. But I just think Kyrie, he was trying, it came from the right, it came from the right place and understanding. I think he just worded it completely wrong. You can't mix a fan with somebody that's hopping in your DMs cussing you out because you didn't perform this night on a parlay to win him some money.
Yep, that's 100% it. It's him getting pissed off that everyone isn't praising him. It's him getting mad that somebody, is pissed off that he didn't get this many points when he probably didn't go out there and gave it his 100% because it's fucking Kyrie. This is one of the most talented fucking basketball players, and he gives 50% unless it's maybe more unless if it's crunch time. But it pisses me off because he's 100% wrong here. You look at all the new basketball fans that they could potentially grow from gambling, because the average Joe like myself who doesn't watch basketball is going to watch basketball because I have a parlay on it, because I have a sports bet on it. And that's deterring so many new, watchers who could find a love in basketball that, really doesn't have that initial love, that likes other sports, even more. So, it's potentially going to help him, because if I even turn on that game, that's one more viewer. That's another 100,000 that they're going to get in a couple years for their next TV deal. Like,
Yep.
because I'm not just one, it's
Multiple.
thousands of people, millions of people who are going in and checking out these games that are potentially going to get them more money because they have bigger deals.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, if you think about it, sports gambling is a $4.2 billion industry last
They
year.
made 222 billion in 2022.
It's a huge market, and you know NBA is struggling with getting viewers right now. And what better way to get casual viewers than somebody that's betting on the game? There's a reason why they partner with MGM as their official like partnership with the sports gambling book, right? Because that's going to garner more interest. This is a league where guys are sitting out every single night.
And ding ding, guess who's the first city to get a new team pretty soon?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Like at the end of the day, sports gambling coincides with his contract. You know what I mean? Like it is only going to benefit the players at the end of the day. And like you said, Irv, I get it, bro. Guys, people, girls, whatever, someone that bets on somebody and goes in their DM and is like, "You're a piece of shit." Like, dude, that's a piece of shit. Like that person sucks, dude. Like you need to understand when you make a wager, it is a gamble. A gamble is a gamble. It's not a sure thing, or else everybody would be fucking doing it, dude, and everybody would be making gazillion dollars. It is a gamble. I think that. There's a lot of levels to this. Like there needs to be good education on wagering and gambling, because a lot of people just think, "Oh, I watch sports, I can make a lot of money sports gambling." No, there's a lot more to it than that. And you need to be able to, manage your bankroll and, not get overly addicted to the point where like you're losing a ton of money, dude. You know what I mean? You need to only be able to lose what you can afford. Same thing with the stock market, And it's a bad example. We have banks getting fucking, saved by the government who gamble and make bad gambles, and they get.
But they didn't bail out that bank up north.
And
Yet.
Silicon Valley and the New York one either. So
yeah, people try to go there. If some people try to go withdraw their money, they was met with the police.
It's gonna get nasty, but
it's nasty because you only insured, if it's not a credit union, you only insured 250,000. After that,
it's a wrap.
Yep.
But
Uncle Sam.
But that's that's the macrocosm of sports, of an individual gambling, and at the end of the day, anything that brings revenue to the game, they're gonna do, and they're gonna take advantage of it. And I think Kyrie I think he just misspoke on the quote. You know what I mean? Like, I know what he meant, but he said it wrong. Like, sitting there saying, like, it's taking the purity out of the game and taking the enjoyment out of the game. Well, bro, like, look at people that are fans. You're saying people should be diehard fans, but people that are diehard fans are buying their kids fucking tickets for Christmas, go to a game, and the guy they go to see is sitting out for rest management, for load management.
Yep.
You don't think that ruins the game?
That definitely, because even though, I don't understand this load management. Even like, you think Kobe Bryant didn't have aches and pains and shit? I see the game where he fucking dislocated his finger, snapped that bitch right back into place, and kept on playing. Like, the league has to do something about this load management, unless it's like an actual injury that you're managing. Like not my bad, not Kyrie, but Kawhi. I understand it. He has knee issues. He cannot go through a whole season playing back-to-back games.
But Irv, that's the problem. Is these teams have invested millions and millions of dollars into sports science, and they know that they need to treat the regular season as a 62-game season. Like, they don't treat it as an 82-game season. That's why you see the guys who are older that have been doing this a long time, like, they sit them on back-to-backs. They rest them for a few days because at the end of the day, like, they want them to be prepared for the playoff run at the end of the year because their ultimate goal is to win a championship. Because winning a championship brings you a ton of fucking revenue. So the championship's a goal. It's not even the players doing the load management. It's the teams.
Yeah.
I'm not saying for everybody, because there is instances like Brandon Ingram, for example, where like we know the Pelicans cleared him to play and he sat out like an extra 3 weeks because he didn't feel ready. But at the end of the day, it's like these teams, these owners are making hand over fist money, dude. But they won't shorten the regular season, even though they probably should. Because the 82 game season is way too long. We know that. We know it from a science statistical backing. And they can't stretch the season out. How long do you stretch the season out? You started in September with NFL, compete with the NFL. They're just setting themselves up for a disaster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so much more wrong with the game. And for Kyrie to just say this is just so tone deaf to me, dude. Especially as a guy that's like an anti-capitalist. Saying like, oh, I love diehard fans. Oh, you love diehard fans who pour fucking thousands of dollars and don't get any return on investment other than a fucking emotional connection to the team. That to you is okay, but someone betting their hard-earned money to win more money isn't okay with you. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like I told you both, dude. As I get older and as I get more into sports betting, I find myself becoming less and less emotionally invested into individual teams unless I'm betting on them. Like, bro, 4 years ago, if the Cardinals were to lose a game, like, I couldn't watch SportsCenter for a whole day. The following day, I couldn't do it. Now I could like care less, dude. I'm like, whatever. I didn't bet on them. It doesn't affect me. They don't pay my bills.
Yeah, but I mean, like, paying your bills and your own, what's the right word for it? Like your own, not recognition.
That's what I'm saying. It's just
worth.
It's just emotion. It's just your emotional attachment to them. So if you take the emotion out of it, then doesn't mean anything. Like, at the end of the day, like, these sports teams, like, they don't care about me. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, absolutely.
The Arizona
Kyrie does.
The Arizona Cardinals aren't like, oh man, we got to win this game for Jordan, and for our fans out there. Like, if we lose it, we're letting everybody down at the end of the day. Nah, they don't care because those fans are still buying tickets. They're still buying merchandise. They're still doing all this. They don't care.
Kyrie does. Because he doesn't want a mean tweet or a mean bad DM.
I mean, I would, like, if I'm an athlete, dude, and grown men are fucking in my inbox being like, dude, you suck.
Who the fuck cares? You're making millions of dollars to do it.
Yeah, I would just block. I wouldn't even read the shit. I would just swipe right and delete it. Like, what?
Yeah, but I mean, like, those people are still pieces of shit. Like,
yeah, definitely, but
absolutely.
But
they deal with pieces of shit all day.
You gotta have some thick skin, though. You can't let any and everybody get to you. I understand every once in a while you might have your moments, but come on now, you shouldn't be out here making burner accounts.
KD.
Yep.
No, that's true. I don't know. I think it's an interesting. Actually, I don't even think it's that interesting of a conversation because I think people took it a lot of different ways that it shouldn't have been taken.
Carrie's a pussy.
Talking about like the righteousness of gambling and shit, dude. It's just like, bro, people have been betting on sports since sports were invented, dude. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't nothing new, dude. This has been going on for centuries. Oh, man. All right.
Make sure you clip that and put that on Instagram.
Oh, I will. All right, we got any best bets for tomorrow?
Ooh, nice hockey day tomorrow. Let me pull these back up. We got 3 games tomorrow.
All
and I think you can take a money line, and I think you can take a puck line here. So money line, we're going to go my boys, the Dallas Stars over the Kraken at -130. I think that's good value there. And I think, hey, 10 goals.
Don't do it.
10 goals. And I think you can take Avalanche. So my best bet would be Avalanche -1.5 over the Canadians. And then I would do my second bet is Stars over the Kraken. Stars -130.
Oh my god. Every time you say Dallas Stars, Irving just like puts his head down.
Okay, I don't hate them. Let me stop acting like those fans that DM people.
I hate them motherfuckers too, but they're a good team, and Seattle ain't. I mean,
they just lose when they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I like my best bet is the over tomorrow for Dallas and the Kraken.
Oh, so you're going on Ben? You're going Dallas -1.5
yeah.
against the Kraken.
No. Sorry, Dallas money line at -130, and that's my second bet of the day. First
Against
bet
the Kraken.
is Avalanche -1.5.
Are the Kraken at home?
Kraken are at home.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're at home.
Oh, I'm going against you, Ben. I'm taking Kraken. What's the plus money on there?
-130, so probably like +110.
Here, I'll get it right now. NHL.
You should really be going for Kraken away. So
No, the Kraken are hella good at home though.
the Kraken are 16-13 at home. Yeah, but away they're 21-9-3.
No, I'm taking the Kraken +105. I see it at. I like that plus money. And then Irv, you're taking the over.
Yeah. Both these teams been scoring a lot of goals lately.
Over 6.
Dallas on the road,
Dallas.
19-8-5.
Dallas in their last fucking 10 games, fucking
6-3-1. You know what Seattle is? 5-4-1.
yeah, but they're 7-3 against the spread, and they're 25.
We're not taking them against the spread. We're taking them money line.
And they're 20.
So-
And they're 20. They're 25-11 as an underdog.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Kraken, on the money line, and then I'm also going to take. We don't have any college hoops starting till Wednesday.
You know what I also love to see?
What?
You know who the second worst team in the NHL are?
The Sharks.
The San Jose motherfucking Sharks.
Let's go. We need that. We need that.
Tied with Chicago.
Y'all still not getting Bedard.
We're getting Bedard.
He's going to Chicago. I'm telling you now.
I would not be surprised if that happens.
I fucking hope.
If he's the next Sidney Crosby or better, they put
Yeah.
they
I
put
would
him
not
in
be surprised. Yeah.
they putting him in a major market for
Yeah.
sure.
No, they didn't do it for McDavid.
Yes,
He's in
Edmonton
Edmonton.
is a
That's
major
a huge
market.
market.
Yes.
No, it's not.
The only bigger market in Canada than them is what, Toronto?
Yep.
Yeah, Toronto's a way bigger market. Toronto's the biggest market in Canada.
Not that much bigger as far as fan support though.
Toronto is a much bigger market, but
Yeah. But hey, y'all hopefully y'all get Bedard. If y'all do, he'll turn your franchise around in what, 2-3 years?
yeah,
Yup.
Then y'all
probably
could go
about-
up 3. Then y'all could go up 3 on the Kings again and lose 4 in a row.
not
Alright.
with Bedard and
I'm gonna take
and,
the Bucks
Eklund.
-1.5 too against the Kings.
The Kings don't play tomorrow.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. It's only 3 games tomorrow.
Bro,
No, it's-
NBA dog
Oh, NBA.
taking the Milwaukee Bucks -1.5 against the Kings.
Is Giannis playing?
Yeah, he's back. He's questionable tomorrow, but he went from out to questionable, which means he's gonna play.
All right. And then Phoenix versus Golden State at home.
Yeah, that should be a good one. I'd probably lean Golden State only because they're hella good at home.
Yeah, probably take that over too, because they're gonna score a bunch of points.
I don't know. Their games have been going under lately, dude.
No, but Phoenix been giving up a lot of points lately.
And the total is 239.5, dog. That's a lot of
No,
points.
that's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot of points. I'd probably lean that under.
Celtics should beat the shit out the Rockets tomorrow. I'll make that one of my best bets too. -13.
Damn, all right. That's a lot, dude, on the road.
It don't matter. The Houston Rockets are complete. You know
Trash.
what?
Yep. All right, so just to recap, Ben got Dallas money line -130, Avs -1.5. Irv has over 6 goals, Seattle, Dallas, Celtics -13. I'm going Kraken +105 money line, and then Bucks -1.5. And then I'll throw out a little special nugget. Wednesday, part of the first four NCAA hoops.
Wednesday, we got a podcast on Tuesday, so
I know, but I'll throw it out there right now. I'm gonna throw this out there because I don't want the number to move. We're going Nevada Wolfpack plus 1.5 against the Arizona State Sun Devils. Nevada will win this game. I guarantee it. They are winning this game. Everybody and their mom is going to be on Arizona State because Nevada they've lost 4 of their last 5. They're stumbling into the NCAA tournament, but they will win this game. Let's lock it up.
Let's go, y'all.
Anything else? How was your beer, Ben? What was your second beer, by the way?
my second beer was the Summer Oasis from Pizza Port. And I do have to say, not my favorite. I think this is the first Pizza Port beer that I don't really like. So it's a 7.2%, and it's got Citra, Mosaic, and Tallius hops, which again should be incredible, but it's just a little too hop heavy. So Irv, you would absolutely hate this beer. It's not bad, but it's not good. It definitely doesn't sit up to the Spring Thrills. That was the one again with Simcoe, HBC, 586, and Sabro hops. This one I'd give a 4.5 out of 5. The Summer Oasis I'd probably give a 3.75.
Nice.
Not a throwaway beer, but definitely not a beer that I'd go after again.
Yeah. Not great, not good, not bad.
Yeah.
My second beer was Sound Pieces by Mumford Brewing, who I've never had beer from because I found out that they stopped making beer and now they're like collaborating with other breweries to like do some of their classic beers. This is an IPA. The Mumford one, I give like a 4 out of 5. It's good. It's not the best IPA. The Ale Smith Party Tricks IPA, that one was really fucking good. A lot of citrus flavors, very crisp, light, delicious. 4.75 out of 5 on that one. Thank you everybody for joining us. Hey, who won Best Actor in the Oscars?
Let's see.
What won Best Film? I haven't watched any fucking movies this year.
No idea.
I can't believe
Brendan Fraser won Best Actor.
Oh, and The Whale?
I heard that was hella good, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I need to see that one too. That fool put on like 200 pounds just for that role. That's crazy.
Dang.
That's crazy dedication. Bro, have you guys seen the AI images of Family Guy? Like, Family Guy recreated as real people?
No.
Dude, it's a trip, dude. I gotta send it to you guys. Oh my god. It's an absolute trip. Or did you ever watch Family Guy?
Yeah, but sometimes it got like two races for your boy. So I was like,
What are you talking about? Dude, they make fun of everybody.
I know, but I know it was racist towards everybody, but like some of that stuff was like, damn, this show is wild.
Like, the dude that writes the show is Jewish and he like talks shit about Jews more than anybody.
I know, I'm just saying, like, especially the one where like the we still live.
Yeah. Go ahead, it's all good. It's a show. Everyone could pull it up.
Yeah, that's true. When the Asian lady was driving, she like, I turned down. Good luck, everybody. And she calls that massive ass pilot.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely a lot of episodes that like, they made back in the day that they can't make now.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine Beavis and Butthead, dude, in the 90s. Imagine if they made that shit now.
Oh, the one where Brian walked up to the Quagmire when his sister was standing there and the boyfriend pulled up with the bat. That shit was crazy.
I sent it to the
South Park used to do some street sounds. We used to be wilding too.
I sent it to the Instagram group. You guys gotta see it, dude. It's comical, dude. That shit is legit. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to go to Make sure to follow us, Taproom Sports Podcast, Instagram, Jordan Rules the World, TSP on Twitter, Swerve and Irvin, TSP on Twitter. We'll be back on Tuesday night to talk. What division we doing this week?
I think it's we did the AL East.
I think it's NL East.
NL East this week.
Yeah.
We do NL East and then NL West the last one.
Yeah.
All right, so NL East this week we'll be breaking it down, win totals, futures, etc., etc. Definitely want to be there. Don't miss it. Go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. I'll be back tomorrow night with Swerve and Irving. We'll also be joined by my guy Aaron Kidd from Wager Talk. We'll be talking. We'll be filling out brackets and just going through the brackets and really diving into the lines for the first weekend, which have already been moving like fucking bananas, dude. Which is why I wanted to throw out that Nevada bet today before it goes crazy. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. We love y'all. Peace.